delay. That really wasn't it.
That was Mike Hargrove.
Right, him too. Anybody know?
Man.
No, Chief
What
Myers.
did he say?
Chief Myers.
And the answer, by the way, is not Eddie.
What was Eddie Plank, for those of you who don't know, is a Hall of Fame pitcher, great pitcher, and pitched during the early 1900s. He had a nickname.
Do you know anyone who played after 1940?
Chief Myers. Come on, anybody know?
I don't know.
Gettysburg Eddie, good man.
Nice.
Good job. Gettysburg Eddie Plank. Did you know that, Grady?
No.
Why would he
Absolutely
know
not.
that?
No.
How can you not know
I
that?
know
would
where
he know
Gettysburg is. There's a Gettysburg address.
I was going to guess Stuffy, but it
Stuffy,
just didn't,
good one. Yeah,
no.
that would be a good one.
You know, I get no respect. I get absolutely no respect. All right, I want to ask you guys both a question relative to baseball cards. You know, everybody talks about the 52 tops. Everybody talks about the Cracker Jack collection, T206s. Is there an up-and-coming set that is picking up a head of steam that people should know about?
It's a good question.
That first.
Oh boy. As a vintage expert, you're asking me what sets up and coming?
Even if it's a vintage set.
Oh, it can be a vintage set?
Yeah.
Oof. That's a tough one.
You don't have one.
An up and coming one?
Well, a vintage set that has not, like, for instance, the Diamond Stars. I mean,
Oh, yeah, no,
Diamond
that-
Stars has never gotten a lot of love.
Still hasn't. That's why I can't call it an up and coming. I mean, it's beautiful artwork. It just doesn't have. Guess who it doesn't have in it?
Joe?
Well, I mean, I think Derek brings up a good point. I mean, it depends on what you mean by the question. You didn't put 33 Gaudis in that group.
Oh, no,
that initial
33
group.
Gaudis in there.
But I mean, yeah, there are sets, other issues like that are all-time classics that are definitely having, their day. Now, I'll throw out one here that's been maybe overlooked a little bit recently when other sets have gone up in value. I can remember when I was growing up in the 80s and collecting into the 90s, 1941 Play Ball, I think, was put on considered a greater issue then. I think it's fallen behind a little bit. It's
The
kind of being
41,
over.
that's black and white, right?
No, it's actually
You're right.
It's the color Play Ball. So you have 39 black and white, the
Right.
sepia tone, 40, and then a 41. It was full color. And I think that has some potential left in it.
Is that a set that people can see here at a show like this? Is it more
absolutely.
rare? Is it?
It's not easy. I mean, they're tough
Yeah,
cards,
right.
but no, there are 41 Play Balls on the floor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
All right, we have another guest that we asked to come join us. Dave Steinberger is Vice President of Customer Care.
Customer insights and experience.
Pretty good. Not bad.
not
I mean, I
not
used to
bad.
always get it wrong. Now at least I have it
Getting
partly
close,
right.
getting close.
Dave is with PSA, and I got to tell you one thing that this guy does. He does not hide, and I think that's a good thing. I mean, I've seen on the show, we have a lot of viewers and a lot of listeners. David will be watching the show sometime, and they'll be registering a complaint or asking for some type of information, and he's right there answering their questions, not afraid to give out his number. And everybody knows that PSA has had a bumpy road for a while, and it kind of things are smoothing out. So why don't you tell us some of the things that are happening, David?
Sure. Thanks, Tom. Hey, everybody. As Tom pointed out, the last 2 years have been a challenge trying to deal with the massive demand that we received, especially in the early part of 2021. We've really been tackling that backlog for about a year and a half now, while we continue to grow and expand and build lots of new components to our business, like the Collector's Vault that just launched here at the National. So we're focused on a lot of new things while also making sure we're tackling the backlog and addressing the orders that have been in the building for a little too long. Now the backlog's almost all done. The 2021 backlog is nearly completed. All of the new orders that are being submitted now here or in the mail are all being processed quickly and on time. We've grown like crazy. I've been with the company for 2 years. When I joined, we were under 500 people. We're now over 1,500. We've expanded our footprint in Southern California, tripling our space there. We just opened a New Jersey office, so for the first time ever, we're grading cards in some place other than Southern California.
Are those the Jersey guys?
Those are them?
The Jersey guys. Guys should be in Boston. Sorry, Dave. I digress.
No. So I mean, it's all good. It's been the last year and a half or so has required patience from our customers. It's been tough on our employees. It's been rough on everyone, but in a good way. I mean, we've got a ton of demand, a ton of submissions, and a lot of orders that we needed to process and get through. And like I said, we've made great strides. We've got more graders than we've ever had. We've got more everything than we've ever had, basically.
Now, and you guys have also expanded your footprint into other entities, like Card Ladder, for instance.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, just to give a little background for those who don't know, I mean, PSA was a part of Collectors Universe, which was a public company. And as a public company, the company was paying out stock dividends and was operating really more as like a stable company than a hyper growth company. The market has taken off and exploded. We were acquired and taken private, and really once that happened, the investment in the business took off. So for the last 2 years, we've been investing a ton in technology, in research and development, and in acquisitions. And so, to Tom's point, we acquired Card Ladder. Geniment was a company we acquired and integrated in their technology into PSA's operations. Of course, we're a part of the Collectors brand, and Collectors also owns Golden. And then, of course, the Vault that we just announced is kind of part of that full ecosystem then of submitting cards, storing cards, selling cards, and rinse and repeat sort of thing. So we're really trying to provide really a complete ecosystem for collectors. And so,
Dave, can you talk about PSA here at the National? I mean, it's one of the big reasons a lot of people come out here with their cards. I'm talking maybe logistically, workflow, the crowds, the lines, everything like that. I mean, it's obviously a big draw for this event.
Yeah, it's a huge operation. I mean, you guys can't see what's behind the wall over there, but
it's probably good those walls are there, right?
I mean, in a matter of 36 hours, we basically built a full-scale grading operation.
Yeah,
I mean, it's pretty incredible what's going on over there, and yeah, I mean the lines have been long, but we've been managing, and it's just exciting. We all. Coming into this, we've all heard, market is softening and things are changing and things. Nothing around here looks like the market's softening. I mean, things are exploding. There's a ton of passion and maybe still some irrational exuberance for all of us to get excited about. And it's just good times continue. So
good. Thanks for coming.
My pleasure.
We appreciate
Thanks for having
it. And again, anybody, if you have a question, if you have a complaint, he's the guy to call.
Thanks, Tom.
My pleasure.
Bye,
Take
everybody.
care.
All right, let's give out some packs.
But he does have an entourage and protectors
does have
out
an
there.
entourage.
Those are his bodyguards out there, so be
Packs.
careful.
Just don't get it in the eye.
Right, jeez. Oh. It's like you're flinging Pop-Tarts at people or something.
All in the wrist. It's all in the wrist. I used to wipe out. You guys don't understand. I used to wipe out the neighborhood, flipping cards. See, except in Boston, we used to call it.
Nice grab right there.
We used to call it
That's a good catch.
scalers. John, we used to call it scalers.
Yeah.
Is that what you call it?
No, I was much younger than you.
I mean, we call the scale as flipping against the wall, right?
No, we had running water and cars and stuff like that, so we had other things to do.
Amazing, amazing. All right, is there anybody else here that has a collection that you think is worth sharing with the rest of these people? Nobody?
Well, let me ask a question, because we talked about this a few minutes ago. And I don't know if maybe this isn't the right word, like a theme collection. That you're not just out randomly collecting maybe the most expensive card. Do most people have like a certain type of thing you collect? Raise your hand if you're collecting a certain sport, a certain set, a certain athlete. And other people just randomly go out. I mean, is it more based on money? I mean, it's an interesting situation. What has he got? He's coming up?
Well, yeah, come here. No, actually, come on up here because you're making a good point. This gentleman has one set, and it's as Derek is saying, and as he's saying, it's kind of an oddball set. So, and what's your name?
Hey, my name's Michael.
Michael. So,
Yeah.
what do you collect? What are you working on?
The 1969 Topps Decal Edge. It's beautiful black and white photos with the very unique kind of scrolling on the sides of it.
33 cards. Right?
33 cards total, yeah.
And are they graded?
Yeah, I got them all graded. Trying to get them all in the same grade. I'm being super picky about it, so I'm going PSA 5s across the board. So it's somewhat affordable.
See, this
for
is
me,
what I'm talking. This is
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I find that interesting.
I think a lot of people do that. Yeah, they're looking for this particular thing. It's a theme. Yeah.
Is there anybody else here? Thank you very much. Is there anybody else here that has a particular collection? You don't have to speak if you don't want, but just raise your hand. Kind of an oddball, collecting habit that you have, whether it be cards or memorabilia,
Teams, maybe particular teams or
third,
years. Yeah.
Lefty third baseman. Yes, sir. What do you have? Did he say Mets?
New York Mets.
Every player.
1960 through
Every
1990.
player.
Wow.
Wow.
Good. And we talked earlier, Joe, about that. It has to start with the passion. Obviously, I'm guessing he's not a Red Sox fan. He's a Mets fan. That's what he likes to collect. And along the way, probably some good players along.
That's right. And I think when we talk about set collecting, a lot of people think, oh, you mean like 52 tops or 69.
Right.
You can create your own set, and
Absolutely.
that's what he's done. We talked earlier, Andy, Montero. You can make it anything you want. And that's the beauty of collecting. You can make up your own theme, your own checklist, and then check them off the list as you get them.
And that gentleman that was up with us, he wants all the same number grade.
Right.
Yeah, you have a problem. No, I'm kidding.
No,
we all do.
He's a collector. Yeah, he's just like the rest of
We
us.
all do.
Yeah.
I want to ask both Joe and Derek. I'll start with you first, Derek. 15 years ago, 20 years ago, it was an absolute no-no to get a baseball card signed. Now it seems as though things have done a 100% about face. Last week on the show, we had a gentleman. His name is Tom Ruggie from Florida, and he has the entire 1952 Topps set, with the exception of 5 cards, signed
Yeah.
by players. Question is, has that whole philosophy turned around? I mean, it is kind of cool now to get a card signed.
I mean, I think it has because it's so popular right now. But there is one issue: the players know this, and the agents know it. Now they're charging more for a rookie card to get it signed.
Good point.
But it's still a super cool hobby, and to get cards signed. And Tom is reaching for packs here. He's going to show us his horrible wrists and throw them. But no, I mean, look, Bill Russell started charging more for his rookie card. I know that, and I'm pretty sure Bobby Orr charges more for his rookie card. Signed.
Okay.
They charge more to sign it. Yeah.
Joe?
And
What do you say?
What are your thoughts on that, Joe?
Yeah, I think,
Signed
by the way,
versus
I think
unsigned.
Mays too. When the hobby became this huge phenomenon in the '80s, I remember going around card shows, and you could find autographed cards, and they were, I don't want to say they were like toss-ins to deals, but
were, you're right.
It was the card purists in those days were like, no, you're not supposed to put an autograph on a card, but now it's as Derek has said, it's completely changed. I mean, people realize that actually you're marrying what you described earlier, Tom, kind of that personal touch with the card, that nostalgia that we remember as kids opening packs, into one item. And it's, I mean, and now obviously you can have them graded and slabbed. They have become incredibly popular. Of course, we talked in the past about that great Uncle Jimmy find, a couple of years ago. And I mean, all you have to do is just look at some of the prices for these autographed cards. Again, especially rookie cards, as Derek has pointed out. That's probably been the most popular medium to collect the autographs on.
Can you guys, and Zap, you can chime in too, because you're in this business in a way. Can you talk about trends, things that are happening in the business, whether it's autographed cards, whether it's a move toward the contracts, the tickets, kind of these off items, not just cards, other types of memorabilia? Are there trends that people can look for maybe throughout the end of this year and then, moving forward 2, 3, 5 years that you see?
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
Jump in. I'm going to go a little bit different route. Instead of picking a particular, category, because virtually every category has had a nice run here in the last couple of years. It always starts with cards, and then everything else seems to follow: tickets, game used, jerseys, bats, photos, everything. I do think there is a trend that has developed in a really meaningful way the last few years. People are buying graded items, whether it's a card, again, a game-used item, but eye appeal is becoming more and more of a factor, and people are paying tremendous premiums for something like, if you had, let's say we had 10 PSA 4s lined up on the table, but one of them was dead centered and had great color, absent any, annoying print defects. That card is going to sell for not just a little bit more, way more than all of the other 4s. Even though that baseline grade is the same, the ones with exceptional eye appeal are going for a lot more. And again, this is true in all of those different fields: game used, type 1 photos, whatever it is. If it has that X factor, that extra level of beauty, and you kind of know it when you see it. It's not a technical grading thing. It's, wow, that looks incredible. That looks awesome.
Joe,
those types of items are going.
Is that because the collector is becoming more sophisticated?
100%. That's a big reason behind it. That collectors are becoming more savvy, sophisticated, and they're realizing that, look, we're all spending money on these items. In some cases, a ton of money. And if you're going to spend a lot of money on something, you want it to look good, right? It's sort of intuitive. So people are willing to pay a little bit more, and sometimes a lot more, for something that has exquisite eye appeal for that particular item, for that issue.
Derek, what are your thoughts on this?
I totally agree with Joe. I mean, in the 80s, when I was buying vintage cards, centering was important, but was nowhere near as important as it is today. And you would buy pack fresh cards that were off center, came right out of packs, and they would be graded as mint by dealers, near mint to mint. Now, it's hard, Joe, to even get 2-to-1 centering, which technically makes an 8, but you don't see the graders always put them in 8s. They usually go to 7 now. So centered cards, I've seen PSA 3s on, say, a 52 mantle sell for more than PSA 5s. So a 5 that's 80-20 off center and a PSA 3 that's dead centered can outperform it. So I've learned to collect that way too, that eye appeal means so much more than the technical grade.
Yeah, from an aesthetic standpoint, I mean, it is a visual medium, right? I mean, you want it to look nice. You want it to look good. When I first came in with Zap doing the Cracker Jack book, I honestly I didn't know anything about the Cracker Jack collection. What struck me was that red background. Like, I had grown up in the 70s, 80s, 90s, the fields behind them, whatever. When I first saw those Cracker Jack cards with that red background, it just jumped out at me. These were great looking cards.
Yeah, I mean, that's why we're drawn to it. And what I think Derek and I are talking about, so there's eye appeal that is inherent to the issue, and I think that's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like, Cracker Jacks are just awesome looking cards, period, right?
It's just great. Yeah.
And then, kind of what I think Derek and I are talking about is, does the item have exceptional eye appeal for that particular issue? So does it stand out against 1,000 copies of the same card? Does it stand out against other bats or other photos? It's, again, that X factor is becoming more and more meaningful, and you could see it reflected in the prices realized.
Well, apparently Zap has left the show, so this is no longer the Great American Collectible Show. This is the John Mallory Show with Joe Orlando and Derek Grady. Thank God
otherwise
we
known as
finally
Chief
have a
Myers.
quality host, and the show...
And the show's back to being ruined. There
I was
we
just
go.
about to take this thing to another level, Zap. Did you get some big news? You have an update?
Big news.
We're bringing in another guest who evidently has been here for a while, and we didn't know that. There's a new company called, his name is Josh, and if you look up there, it's Whatnot. So we're going to bring Josh up right now to kind of explain, because we've seen these signs all over the place, and he's going to explain to us right now what Whatnot is all about. Josh, come on up. Josh, we didn't know you were you.
Oh, no, all good. Hey, great to meet you guys. Pleasure.
Grab a seat.
Sure thing.
All right, Josh.
All right.
Whatnot is Whatnot all about?
Yeah, so
okay.
Whatnot is a live shopping platform dedicated to collectibles. What I like to tell people, and a way to explain it is, you guys are all familiar with QVC, right?
Absolutely.
All right, so think about QVC.
My wife buys all her dishes there.
There you go. I bought garden supplies on there when I was
There you
younger.
go.
So think about QVC, but on your phone. And instead of garden supplies, kitchen supplies, whatever it is, it's sports cards in front of you. And instead of calling to buy the card that you really like, with a click of a button, you're making your bid or you're ordering the item. 48 hours later, you get the card in the mailbox, all good to go. Everything's super easy, simple, all in one spot.
Now, it's just cards?
No, so we have all collectibles on the app. Sports cards, Funko Pops, sneakers. If it's something that people collect, there's a good chance it's available on Whatnot.
So are these items from collectors that are out there that sign on with you? And
Yeah, it's all independent collectors, so any type of sports cards or sports memorabilia that you collect and have, people are on the app selling 24/7 all the time.
That is actually a very cool concept.
How did it come about, Josh?
Yeah, so the company was founded about 2.5 years ago, and it was basically the founders of the company loved Funko Pops and wanted a way to sell Funko Pops better. So they ended up creating a marketplace that they felt they would love to participate on and a community they wanted to engage in. And the idea of live shopping just kind of came along as the company progressed. And from that point on, it's been a rocket
You know,
ship.
this is what we've been talking about prior to you coming on earlier in the show, how this hobby/industry has just exploded
Yeah.
into so many different avenues like what you're talking about.
100%. I mean, everyone starts collecting and you fall in love with something. For Whatnot, it was Funko Pops at the time. And, many of us who work on the sports team here are avid sports fans and collectors ourselves. And yeah, it's just you develop a love for the hobby. And next thing you know, here we are with a giant space and really trying to give cool experiences to everyone.
Pretty cool. Where are you guys out of?
Yeah, so the company's based out of LA, but we're all fully remote. Myself, I grew up in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and lived there my whole life. So
Again, it's amazing what's happening in the industry. Everybody's working, you can have a corporate office in Timbuktu and work out of your house in Dubuque, Iowa.
So how does the process work? I have a card or an item.
Yeah.
I contact you. I
Yeah,
send it
so
to you.
We essentially allow collectors to act as their own auctioneer. So as simple as going on your phone, you have the ability to run a live show and sell all of the products that you have and want to get rid of, or you want another passionate collector to have in their collection on your own. You go live with a click of a button and you're selling next thing you know. Wow. It's an interesting concept.
That is a really interesting concept. So you have to join?
Yeah, so it's very simple. Download the Whatnot app, sign up. It takes roughly 3 to 4 seconds, create an account, and you're ready to go. Start shopping immediately. The nice thing about Whatnot is people are live all day. It's almost like coming to the national or sports card show that you love every single day, because you're always going to see a wide variety, whether you're a newcomer to the hobby and all you want to look at is soccer cards, or if you've been with baseball cards for 40 years.
So your subscriptions are just continuing to increase every day?
Yeah, the Whatnot user base is, hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of passionate collectors who love the hobby that they're into, whether it's sports cards or Funko Pops, sneakers, streetwear, etc.
So people just need to download the app.
Yeah, just download, nice and simple. Something cool we're doing this weekend is the biggest sports car giveaway ever. We're giving away an entire box of 86 Fleer and 03 Chrome completely for free. All you guys got to do is be here at the main stage tomorrow at 2 p.m. and we're giving away all of it.
Very cool, very cool. Thanks for coming.
Absolutely.
Wish you the best, man. That is a great concept.
Thank you. I appreciate the time, guys.
Sorry for the mix-up.
Oh, no worries. Appreciate you guys having me on.
Let's blame David.
Us bald guys got to stick together. I can't do anything for
You
David.
got that right, brother. You got that right.
Take care, Josh. Thank you very much. What not? Check out the app. All right.
Do some packs.
Yeah, let's throw
Do
some
some packs.
out. Who likes Pokemon? So you're being fresh.
Who likes football?
This.
Oh boy.
Go ahead, keep going. Who likes Mac Jones?
I haven't.
Just asking the question.
I haven't got to the
The Sixers
back
guy
row,
likes
so
Mac
let me
Jones.
Have people that haven't gotten a pack yet, come forward. Come forward.
You know, the Loop guys were supposed to show up too.
You haven't gotten a pack, you can come
I don't know where they are. For Dealer of the Year. Nobody likes Pokemon.
He likes Pokemon.
Soccer fans,
I
anybody?
get it. I'm not that good.
Yeah, right. You'll
Anybody?
kill somebody.
Soccer fans.
I don't want to poke anybody in the eye.
She's coming. She's coming.
No, Pokemon.
Which one do you want?
Are you doing a question?
I am. All right.
Is this like one pack?
It's another easy one. This is for
Why did we
official.
buy things
And
that
by
had
the way,
one pack?
the show is being taped. This is the Great American Collectibles Show. We're on every Wednesday night on many different platforms, but our primary platforms are the PSA Facebook page, Sports Collectors Daily Facebook page, our own Facebook page, YouTube, Alexa,
Spotify,
iHeartRadio,
Pandora.
and we broadcast on
I'm just reading them off the banner.
Oh, thank you. And WCAP up in the Boston area. All right, so this is an official Great American Collectibles T-shirt officially made in Bangladesh.
Whatever.
Is that bad?
I don't think so.
We ordered them. We didn't make them. All right. Here's the question. Very easy one. Old timers will know that. This gentleman right here in the blue T-shirt is going to get this. I can see it.
You're implying that he's an old timer.
What year was the first All-Star game played? 1968? No. First All-Star game. Close.
No.
Sorry?
He got it.
1933. Can
I
I
thought it was
pick him or
39.
what?
Oh,
1933.
Yeah? Who was the MVP?
yeah.
I don't know. I'm just asking.
Caesar Geronimo. I have no idea.
Probably Ruth.
How do you know they even had it?
I don't.
Right?
I don't.
Do you have any more giveaways? Or are you done?
I've been just.
Grab some more T-shirts over there, will you? On the table.
I have a question while Derek is doing that. And Joe, you can answer this, and Zap, you can too. So we're here at the National, obviously. How big, and you've worked now for a bunch of different companies in this business, how big is the National in the yearly business plan of a collectibles company? I mean, where does it rate? What does it mean? What kind
bunch
of
of
prep
different
goes
companies?
into being here for a company, the many that are here right now?
You know, it's the annual showcase. So it's not so much about the revenue generated on site. It's a chance for all of these companies to meet people face to face, develop those relationships. Because look, that's what this whole hobby is about anyway. It's the relationships that you develop, and you can do that in person, of course, here at the National. So I think it's extremely important from that perspective.
Do you have to be at the National if you're in this business?
I think so.
Yeah.
Now, not everyone is, but
Right.
I absolutely believe you should be here. Yeah.
What do you think about that, Zap? You've been a fan of it for a long time.
Hey, listen, I'm a big proponent of the National. I think it's the mecca of this hobby in this industry. I'm not sure that if you're a dealer, you have to be here. I'm not sure you do. And the only reason being is because, quite frankly, there's a lot of dealers that can't afford to be here.
Yeah, you're right.
But with that being said, I think that if you're a dealer, a small dealer in some little small town in the Midwest, you should make every effort to get out here to visit and kind of, get the lay of the land. And, there's some great deals here.
Yeah.
There really are.
Derek, what does the National mean to Heritage?
Oh, I mean, this is the show where we get to display, just put on a world-class display.
Right.
With the, we can't do that at every show around the country. It's just not feasible to bring in, 4 or 5 security guards, a museum. I think we have 50 display cases, jewelry cases over there. And that would just be not doable more than a couple times a year and take 20 employees out of the office. This is where we like to highlight our brand, and we want to do the National every year. We get excited to put everything out and meet the clients, meet the dealers. We really enjoy it, especially this year with having such an iconic card front and center, where we can connect with all our clients and they take pictures with it and can bid in the auction right there. If there are any questions on any of the lots, I'd love to do more shows, and maybe someday, we do them to take consignments in, and we display a little bit, but I love our display and being able to do this. And if another show comes out like the National, we do a couple of years someday, I'd love to do more than one. But this is, Zap said, not all dealers can afford it. I would disagree. If you're in this as a business, you can split a table. I know lots of guys here, mom and pop dealers even, they can split a table with somebody and put out a showcase on somebody's table. Or, as Zap said, you come and you give out business cards and you make connections. This is where it happens.
Yeah, no doubt. And I think for the consumer as well, this is the place where it happens. And I think Derek said it, Rico kind of mentioned it earlier too. It's a place where you mentioned asking questions. Someone can literally come in, Joe, and see the person that they, maybe the company they see online, or maybe they hear them on the Great American Collectibles show. You can meet that person and ask a question.
Right, and I know we live in a different world now where, we're behind our computers and phones and that sort of thing more, but at least it's in my personal humble opinion, that nothing can replace the in-person interaction, that personal touch. And again, developing those relationships, I think, is the most important thing.
Well, you guys, Heritage, you guys are really the template for the auction houses across the country when it comes to sports. How many locations do you guys have?
So
how many? Not
offices?
Locations, departments. How many departments does Heritage
Oh
have?
man, I think we have roughly 35 to 40 departments.
The sports department is just one of, you've got fine art, you've got coins, you've got
Comics, wine.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you get me a good deal on Boone's Farm?
On what?
Boone's Farm.
Is that a wine?
A case of Boone's Farm apple wine.
Okay. Yeah, we'll just go online, ha.com, go to the wine department and go bid.
I like the box
getting
wine.
you anything.
The stuff you put in your refrigerator, you can just open it up and...
I doubt we sell that. We sell rare wine.
Are we still doing a show?
I don't know.
Asking the question. All right, listen. I just stumbled upon, before Rico left, I found this photo of Rico.
Where'd you find it?
It was in my folder, and I said, hey, before you leave, I want you to sign this. So this is a really, really... Joe, how would you grade this?
It's a really, really terrible giveaway.
Really awful.
I think Derek just answered the question.
I would grade it just above the photo booth at a local beach.
It is signed.
An arcade,
it is
right?
signed.
It is signed
by a Red Sox Hall of Famer.
It is.
So I think it has some merit. And this is a boxing question. And Joe Orlando, you're out, because I know you're a boxing freak. Raging Bull, the classic 1980 movie, is about what boxer? This guy in the back. Come get your official Rico Petrocelli. I think he was drunk when he signed this stuff.
I think it's like a... give him a T-shirt with it, too.
All right, you get a T-shirt, too. There you go. Washington football team.
Commanders now. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. You what?
Who'd you get? Let me see. You just pulled that out of the back, the Beckham card?
All right, come around here right now. See, now all of a sudden Grady wants the pack back.
Right.
Yeah, wait a second here. I don't have any witnesses. that I gave
Tom,
him that
are you
back.
looking for a taste? You want your taste of the action?
Exactly.
That guy's phone.
Okay, so sit out here.
Kid's been raising his hand for 20 minutes. No
Well,
one's
we didn't
listened
know
to him.
that.
Now
So
all of a
this
sudden
was-
he's on the show.
This is one of the packs that Grady just
He's a co-host
flipped,
now.
right? And what's your name, young fella? You have
Zane.
Or you got to talk in the mic.
I'm Zane.
Zane?
Yes.
That's a cool name.
Thank you.
All right, so what did you win here?
I'm not really sure with soccer. I don't know anything about soccer.
You
cards.
can't use your hands.
It's a David Beckham signed, numbered 14 out of 99, Noir car, Panini Noir, whatever you want to call it. I mean, look, I know it's worth something. It's a signed David Beckham card.
All right, so he pulled a signed David Beckham card
Is this the
out of
best
one of the
prize
packs.
we've ever given out?
Congratulations, Zane.
Thank you.
Zane, I'll give you $3 for it right now. Deal?
Sure.
We have a holder. Let's see if I've got a holder anywhere.
I think you should get a T-shirt too,
I think you should get a T-shirt
and a holder.
and a holder.
Thank you
Congratulations.
See if I can find a
I
holder.
know nothing about it.
Hey, Derek,
It's
are you
okay.
handing him a heritage consignment agreement?
Yeah, I think that's probably what I should do.
You know, Grady just
Zane,
won't quit.
don't sign anything
Don't sign
from
anything.
Derek.
Grady will not quit.
I don't have any.
I didn't bring a holder over here, but if you go over to the Heritage booth, we'll give it to you. Maybe somebody in the crowd has a holder for this young man, a card saver. Right behind me. Go. You've just
Grab
taken
one.
the
Grab one
soccer
of those.
card, so take the holder.
You can grab one of those. Congratulations, Zane.
Don't trip, honey. That's great.
It-
So this
it
is a good
pays
time
to
to
listen
ask.
to the show, or
This is a
sit in the
good time
crowd.
to ask this question to both you guys, and that is, we have a lot of young people at this show. Obviously, we have a lot of young people right here in our audience, and I'm not talking about go buy this because you'll make money on it. But generally speaking, you can talk about the monetary aspect of it. What advice would you, someone that's been in the business a long time, give to a young person that wants to start collecting cards or any other kind of memorabilia?
Well, I would give them the same advice that we talked about earlier, which is to do what you love. Do it because you want to do it, not to try to ignore what we talked about earlier. Try to push the financial side out. Now, look, is it super exciting to pull an awesome card out of a pack? I would be excited too. So there's nothing wrong with that. But do it. See, if you go with your passion, it's something you're really into, then you'll build upon it over time and you'll stick with it. And I would say try to avoid temporary trends and
Expand on that a
great
little bit.
piece of
Expand
advice.
on that.
because things kind of come and go in the industry, and there are things that Derek talked about this earlier. There are blue chip type collectibles that stand the test of time, and let me just say this. Let me back up a little bit. The one thing about modern that I would just caution people about is that it's super exciting. Look, I collected modern in my day, right? And we all did, right? Modern is exciting, especially today, because you can follow all of these players, all of these teams. It's a reality show right in front of your face, right? But when you start to step up and put more money into your collection, just understand that modern comes with a different kind of risk than vintage. Because look, I don't know if you guys have talked about it, but the story came out. What was it, yesterday or the day before, about Mike Trout might have a
That's
back
a good-
issue
that's a
that
very
could
good point.
linger for the rest of his career. Now,
I
hopefully,
think Zion Williamson has become kind of the poster boy for what you're talking about too, a little bit, because of the injuries. Not his fault.
Yeah.
But he was a big box office, cash cow, you might say, for this industry, and then he hasn't played.
Wow.
But see, here's the thing: you can collect Zion, you can collect Trout cards that are worth $2-3. You could also collect Zion and Trout cards that are worth 6 and 7 figures. So as you put more money into this, just understand that with modern, they're still on the field. They could get hurt. They could have off the field controversies.
Yeah.
Just understand that. Doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. Just be aware of it as you build your collection.
Before we continue, and I agree with you, Joe, the little gentleman, Zane, that pulled that card, the value of that card is between $500 and $800.
It looked like
I'm sorry? $990.
wow.
$990 that
That was the
card is
last
worth.
comp.
Congratulations, Zane.
So that's a real time number.
I tell you what, I'll give you $12
Good.
for it. You're making a good point, Joe, and I want you to chime in on this too. Where we've talked about this. Ja Morant, you pull he's an Achilles away from a disaster if you're investing big in his cards.
Yeah.
Point being, Joe is saying that there's nothing wrong with buying those cards, but you just have to be careful and don't put all of your eggs in one basket.
Yeah, but if you were going to listen to me earlier, Tom, I think I used that term exactly. Don't put your eggs all in one basket. Diversify. Definitely buy some vintage. It's okay to have some cool vintage cards. It's okay to have some wax boxes that you don't open. I know it's tempting. I have some from the 80s. It's a good idea to have the wax boxes. So if Morant pulls something, you still got the other players in there too. Like Joe alluded to, Mike Trout is having some injury issues. The guy that paid $4 million for a Mike Trout card is probably not really happy right now. But either way, he's still an outstanding player. Diversify, collect modern, collect vintage, buy some wax boxes, or just buy whatever you want. It's your money.
We've talked about this, JM, ad nauseum on the show about the way we look at investing in vintage and modern cards. We look at a vintage investment as kind of a blue chip stock.
That's right.
Right?
We always say Babe Ruth stats aren't changing.
Babe Ruth's dead.
Right.
There's no
right?
new cards coming.
He's not going into a slump tomorrow.
Right. So that's kind of like buying a blue chip stock and then investing in a modern or ultra modern card is kind of like, I don't want to say a penny stock.
Crypto.
Crypto. That's perfect.
Oh, that's why I'm here.
Crypto.
Well, we've seen stories like this, Zap. Early, I was out doing some interviews. Got Derek earlier and a bunch of other people, and we were with our friend at Leland's, Mike Hefner, and they had what was and still is technically the ball Tom Brady's last touchdown pass. And then Tom Brady retired. That was his last touchdown pass until he said, I'm tired of being at home with the wife and kids. I'm going to come back and play again. Now, they did the right thing from a business standpoint, customer service standpoint with the customer. But that's what we're talking about. Things change so much. And Joe brought up a great point about off-the-field stuff with athletes. We know, when we were growing up, we didn't really know what the players were doing afterward. And this is even more so when you were growing up in the 40s, when they had nothing, no radio, no TV, just a newspaper on stone. They would chisel like the news on stone. And the first radio report you ever heard was actually the invention of radio, which was interesting.
Marconi and I were very close.
Nobody knew what the players were doing. The off-the-field stuff affects. Look, we have a bunch of guys that probably should be in the Hall of Fame that are not now because of steroids, okay? And we know about that now because of news, social media, what have you. So it's just a different animal.
Well, something, you're bringing up a good point because, off the record, behind the scenes, Rico has told me stories.
That he took roids.
No. Rico, Rico used to take, he used to OD on marinara sauce.
That's right.
Why don't we ask the crowd, do we believe, this is in all honesty, show of hands, do we think Roger Clemens, Barry Bonds, Mark McGuire
Yep.
Sammy
Sosa.
in the Hall of Fame? Sammy
Yep.
Sosa? Who thinks they should be in the Hall of Fame?
In.
Raise your hands.
Raise your hands if in. Okay.
Raise your
Okay,
hands if out.
how many don't think they should be in the Hall of Fame?
It's pretty split.
That's
an
the way
interesting
it's been.
thing.
It's
It really
pretty
is.
split.
Still.
I personally, and I'm a Boston Red Sox fan, and I know you disagree with me. I don't think any of the three should be in the Hall of Fame.
I think it's a real tough call for me. I think they made horrible choices based on ego. Okay, I think that all three. We're talking about those three. If we're talking about Bonds and Clemens, who's the other one we just mentioned?
McGuire.
Not so much McGuire. Let's put Bonds and Clemens. Those guys. It makes me sad because they were both
Hold on.
They were both Hall of Famers before they did.
What about A-Rod?
A-Rod, he started when he went to Texas, okay? So, I mean, it's a tough call for me. I think eventually it's tough to say now because they're off the ballot now, so it might never happen.
Orlando's being real quiet on
But
this one.
I
Joe
just
needs to wait.
I look back on it and I'm sad for those guys because they were Hall of Famers before they did it.
Yeah.
You know?
This is a tough subject because on the one hand, it technically wasn't even illegal.
Joe, that's a huge point. You're right.
But
it's a huge
but
point.
I think the reality is, look, for the guys that did take it doesn't make a small difference. I think anyone who knows athletes taking those performance-enhancing drugs, and there's a lot of different kinds, of course, but it doesn't make a little difference. It makes a huge difference for some of these guys. And we saw that play out, especially in the 1990s. We saw that play out with certain players. But it is, I mean, look, to me, it's like if they were the greatest of the period, I think there's a pretty good argument. Just let those guys go in. It was maybe the era is tainted in a way, but they were the best of their era.
JM, I'm going to ask you this question because we both grew up 20 minutes outside the city of Boston.
Yeah.
And Roger Clemens, at least to me, and I think to you, for the first part of his career, was a god in Boston.
A fraud?
A god.
Oh, a god, yeah.
In Boston.
No, a
He
god,
was a
yeah.
god.
Yes.
And before he got traded, before Dan Duquette, was it Dan Duquette that traded him,
Yes.
right? Before Dan Duquette traded him, he was a shell of his former self for several years.
You're right.
Not 1 year, but for several years.
You're right.
Prior to him getting traded. And I'm talking 3 solid years where he stunk.
Yeah.
Right? And so Dan Duquette did what he had to do. And then all of a sudden, 2 years later, he's 75 pounds heavier, and he wins 434 Cy Young Awards.
Yeah. No, I know.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's got to be something said there.
I agree, and A-Rod, when he came out, he said that he did it because he went to Texas, felt the pressure of the $250 million contract, which was a big contract back then. That's why he started doing it, but it's a tough call. David Ortiz was on a list
I know.
for steroids. It was never actually proven, but he's beloved, and I think that has a lot to do with it, guys. Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens were not beloved.
Correct.
David Ortiz is
That's a
beloved
good
by
point.
everyone, and God
That's a
bless
very
him for
good
being
point.
like that.
You know-
but that affects it too.
There was a silver lining though to it, and I think you're going to have to agree with this. Were you there? The 1999 All-Star
Oh, that was fantastic.
was the home run derby. For those of you, I don't know if for those of you
great.
that know Boston, behind the wall at Fenway Park, behind the Green Monster, is a street. It's called Lansdowne Street, and for the home run derby that night, you could not move on Lansdowne Street.
Yeah.
There were thousands and thousands and thousands of people fighting as the balls, as Mark
McGuire in batting
Sammy
practice was-
Sosa,
oh my God,
and,
yeah.
And Barry Bonds were launching
Right.
over the Green Monster.
Right, yeah.
It was amazing.
This young lady had her hand up for a question.
You want to ask? Sure. Oh, hand her the mic. No, that one. Oh.
Thanks. Okay, is it on? It is. So I am a teacher, and I feel character counts, and I feel that yes, there should be consequences for your actions, right? And all these young kids are looking up to these athletes. So I feel if a man's character sucks, and he's in prison, and he's done things to people, and dogfighting, etc., he should be out off the field. Because I think a man's character is what defines him. A serial killer could throw a football, right? But he's an evil person. So I think character, above all, should count, and I think that's what's really lost in the modern era. I mean, I really do.
Are you talking about with
Athletes in general.
athletes in general?
Athletes in general across the board. Character counts, and I think their character is not always put in the spotlight, and I think it should be. And I think they're role models first, because a lot of kids look up to them.
Yep.
And taking drugs to do better in your high school sports is wrong. And I think that kids need to realize that. To be the better man, to be the better person, you don't do crap like that, plain and simple. And I think that has to be taught,
Well said.
in my
Thank you.
opinion.
Well said.
Totally agree.
Thank you very
Thank
much. And I'll say this: even at the collegiate level and at the combines now for all the professional sports, character is as big an issue as how high you can jump and how fast you can run. And that's because they're making huge investments in these athletes, and they don't want someone that's going to go off the deep end in a year.
I agree.
Yeah.
We have a few, is this it?
Yeah, I have been handing the packs out like a madman.
A couple more shirts there.
We got plenty of shirts, and these don't.
I'll tell you what. Tell you what we're gonna do.
A book?
We're gonna bring out the heavy artillery.
Well, this is getting sold on the floor as soon as
we're gonna. Ellen, my beautiful wife, happens to be sitting in the audience, and my co-author is sitting here with me, and this is the book that Ellen and I and John just recently released. Actually, the actual official book launch is tomorrow. And it's called The Diamondbacks Collection, 50 of the Greatest Cards in Sports Collecting History. And then this gentleman next to John happened to be a huge contributor to the book. So we're going to give this away. And by the way, if you want to purchase, if you're a PSA guy, you're going to get a book for nothing. They're going to give it to you for being a member. If you want to purchase it, you can get it on our website, tomzappelinmedia.com, or in the next week or two, you can get it on Amazon. And this is a book about the 50 greatest cards in a private collection owned by Ken Kendrick, the owner of the Arizona Diamondbacks. Ken commissioned us to write the book. And if you go down to the collector booth, the 95% of the collection is on display there. So we need a little. We have about 4 minutes left. We need a nice, tough question. What do you got?
Man, does it have to be Diamondbacks related?
No.
Okay. Oh God, Joe, you want to
Hi, how
help
about
out here? How do we break the tie?
How do you only have one book? You wrote the book.
We wrote one book.
Oh, okay.
I tell you
He
what.
only commissioned one book.
Okay.
It's a one of one.
Okay, so here's what we do. This man he's deferring to him, correct? All right. So give him. You got kids, grandkids. Give him 4 T-shirts.
Okay.
Now.
Is he coming up here?
Come on up.
Okay.
And you get the book.
And you get the book.
4 T-shirts.
Ellen, now you have to come up.
Enjoy, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was very nice of you.
They all jumped on it.
You want
Sure.
You can speak. I love it. This is interaction. We want this.
This is counterpoint. We're loving it.
Not to take to take the opposite side. Bonds did the drugs, we'll say that, but you still got to hit it. You can inject me with steroids from now till the cows come home, and I'm not going to hit 795 home runs. I'm just not going to do it. You still got to hit it. I mean, one year he hit what, the 63 or whatever, he hit 75, whatever. His on base for his OPS was like 1,400. I mean, that's incredible. I mean, you still got to hit it. I mean, doing steroids does not necessarily make you stronger. Doing steroids gives you the ability to work out longer, and you get stronger by working out longer. The steroids themselves do nothing for you. I'm not a Bonds fan, but you still got to hit it, and you still got to put the work in.
Thank you very much. Excellent. Thank you. Nice counterpoint.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
We're just about wrapped. We've got.
Enjoy.
I can't throw that. Here we go. 1. We want to take this opportunity to thank all of you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
We had a blast.
Thank you.
Remember to watch the show.
Thanks to Joe
this
and
show
Derek,
actually is going to be on next Wednesday night on all the different platforms. We're on every Wednesday night at 6:30. We hope you join us. 6:30 Eastern Time. With that being said, we love you guys and happy collecting.
I just got in like 2 years ago, and I went to the first show.
You know Dave Zuba? Yeah, good friend of mine. He's here. Ask him about me. I used to go to a store when I was 16.
Thank you.
What, you know, why didn't you ask me to come on the stage?
I asked the guy 15 times. Come up.
You did. I heard you. I'm going to get a pillow and sit back there.
I was going to have you sit here. It was an interesting discussion. Take care, Tom. Nice seeing you. Thank you for your support.
I'll be here tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be here. I'm going to be signing books. I think
I'm sorry?
right now.
Actually,
We're going to sit You're on tomorrow? Yeah. Maybe we'll get you for
but this isn't one of ours. You can have it, though. Take care. Take care.
Oh, thanks, man. When's the real show start? Yeah. When's the real show start? That was just a dress rehearsal.
That was just rehearsal.
That was just a dress rehearsal.
Come on. I don't want to go to the
What? Talking about the flow sleep. That guy's sleeping over there.
See, that's a great. See, I like that. I know. Right. Right. Yeah. I'm keeping one of these.
I love that. I don't know if they have.
No, I'm good. Thank you. It's good to see you.
What?
For our friend here, do you have bigger than extra large?
Oh, that's the guy. Yeah.
It's an XL.
Double X?
No, this is Jim's Fiorentino stuff.
Do we have any left? Oh, we don't have
But that's
any
the
double
one
X.
he did for Rico. Yes, that's what he did. Yeah, real nice. Oh, thank you. Nice to hear.
Thanks to him. Drop some weight.
Listen, right? Yeah, Dave Parker. Listen, there's a guy, Dave Parker, should probably be in the Hall of Fame, and he's not because of the drug stuff. In that era, right there. So you're right. Right? We didn't even bring him up. I know. Right.
Because I was on the sideline.
Yeah.
You didn't know?
All right.
Are you kidding me? He didn't know the answer. Unbelievable. Oh my God. If I had, you know something, I just gave the last one away.
Looks like we have like 2 or 3 coming out for this one.
Pretty good, huh?
We're all loaded? Okay.
That's it. Right here.
Someone's got it. Is anybody's pen right here?
For him.
Next up, we have the new era of Beckett Collectibles. Stay tuned for that. The guys will be making their way onto the stage shortly.
Somebody's bag. Probably. Yeah, we got 5.
5?
You need one in the middle. Can I get these water bottles off?
Yeah.
while they were practicing, it's getting cocaine all the time.
Rick was talking about one of the big drinkers. Oh, power drinkers.
What's his name? Now the Super Bowl.
You guys are all hot, so you're all good.
Okay.
Hey, Jasperson, how are you? Where are you going, Eric?
I'm going to sit on the end. I'm going to sit on the end.
Why?
You want to sit in the middle?
No, you sit next to me. I'll sit on the end, and these three guys can sit there.
Got it.
You on the other side of yourself. So they can take the. Right.
I'm going to sit here. You guys can sit here.
You sit in the middle. You sit in the middle. I'll do the middle. So this one.
Oh, he did?
This is. And they can sit on the other side.
I'll sit on the end. I love seniority.
Dude, what's great about that is Harris probably told you how great he is.
Oh, he's the best. Let me move this. Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry.
How close do you need to be to talk into these mics?
Pretty close. I think they're hot.
So the mics aren't very hot. You got to.
Hello?
I think we're on. He's
You gonna sign that for you, sir?
right.
Oh, did you
Hey,
guys
you do it back in the room, fella.
Back to the room, fella.
Testing Tracy Hackler.
It works.
If you can.
Oh, okay.
You're going to put on.
So you're going to
put on a t-shirt.
Yes, sir. I want like 3 more of these.
They're nice, aren't they? These are real nice. They fit well too. You have one of these? I don't know
one of these. I got this one today.
She only ordered large size. Only the large sizes came in these. Like the regular sizes, like XL, large, medium. They were back ordered. These are very, very nice.
Where's Kramer? Who fuck? What? Yes, I am.
Said I did the switch.
For you. Looks good on you. Looks good on you, though.
I'm gonna rip the sleeves off though first. Rip.
You're like Superman. Quick switch. Hello and good afternoon, everyone. This is the new era of Beckett Collectibles. I am surrounded by some faces you should probably recognize, and some new folks as well. I'm going to go ahead and start with Mr. Ted Barker. Ted, go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Ted Barker with Beckett.
Ted Barker with Beckett. To my left is our new CEO, Kunal. How are you, sir?
I am great, and it's nice to be part of this community, so thank you for welcoming me.
We're so happy you're here. We're excited to talk to you and get to know you a little bit. Of course, I don't want to call you the old man on the block, but this is Jeremy Murray. He's been here for a while.
Don't look at me. Old man.
The old man, okay. So this is Jeremy Murray, our president of grading, and then our new chief vision officer, Mr. Scott Roskin. How are you doing, sir?
Good. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thanks for having me.
We're going to get to these guys in just a moment, but we're going to start with Mr. Ted Barker because we have the Industry Summit Card Show and the Industry Summit B2B Conference coming up. This is a great event, but Ted, for those who've never been to it, what should they expect from something like this?
This is the greatest event in the hobby. Greatest B2B event. Last year we added a card show, so we have a 2-day card show that's open to the public, and then we have the largest B2B conference in the trading card industry.
Yeah.
And it is for breakers, it's for local card shops, the manufacturers are there, the distributors are there. Did you ask me what to expect?
Yeah, what to expect.
You expect if you sign up for that at theindustysummit.com, theindustysummit.com, and registration is open now for the event that takes place September 30th and October 1st is the card show. October 2nd through the 5th is the Industry Summit. And if you've never been to the Industry Summit and you're a businessman or woman in this industry, you're going to expect three things. You're going to have a lot of free food and fun.
Right.
A lot of great events. And then you're going to also get a lot of great information through sessions, through panel discussions, through workshops that are going to make sure that when you leave, our goal is that when you leave, you leave with 3 or 4 things that are going to make you a better businessman this year and going forward. Absolutely. And make you more money this year.
Absolutely. What are some highlights? Like, I know in the past we've had some great keynote speakers, and this year is no slouch at all. So what highlights should we be looking forward to?
There are lots of highlights, and the keynote speaker this year we are excited about, and that's Johnny Bench.
Awesome.
Anytime you can get a GOAT, I mean, I'm a Texas Ranger fan, but even Pudge Rodriguez says Johnny Bench is the GOAT. Johnny Bench is going to be there in multiple roles for us. He not only is going to be our keynote speaker, he's going to be signing at the card show, and next week we're announcing a really limited special event with him. So
nice.
You got to stay tuned for that. The distributors are there, the leagues are there, the manufacturers are there. If you're coming and you're an individual, part of the highlights are you get to interact with all of those people.
Sure.
If you're a new business and you're looking to meet distributors, you can do that. If you want to talk to the CEO of any of the major companies, you can see people, the executive teams from Panini, from Fanatics, from Leaf, from all the distributors. It's a great time to network, but it is full of information. You're going to leave with a stomach that's full, a gift bag that's full of good stuff, and a lot of knowledge. So it's going to be 450, 500 of the top shops, distributors, everybody else in the industry, and it's a great time. If you've ever been, you know that's why that you come back every year, because it is a blast.
I'm going to pitch one to Jeremy now, just to see if you would like to expound on that at all. Because I mean, I know over the last few years, other than the digital one, you've been a part of all of them, maybe.
The best I've had so far, and I think next year's this coming year is going to be even better.
Awesome. One of the changes we've made for the Industry Summit is we used to have the Partners in Progress, and we've now changed that to the Hall of Honorees. Tell me why that is, and tell us a little bit more about it.
Well, we changed not only the name this year from Partners in Progress to Hall of Honor, but we did that because it really is an honor, and we want to recognize the best of the best in the industry. One of the things Kunal learned, and Kunal has only been with us are you 2 months in yet, Kunal?
Almost.
One of the first words that he picked up on was community.
Right.
He said, I don't know a lot about the hobby, but I can tell you what I've learned is this is a community. And we kept that in mind this year as we looked at our Hall of Honoree list. Partners in Progress was actually what Kit Young wanted to call the first event that he had 38 years ago, whatever it was in Hawaii. He thought that would be that's kind of what we want to be, our Partners in Progress. Well, that's where that came from. I had no idea. But this really is a Hall of Honor, not necessarily a Hall of Fame, because not everyone is up in front of the room. Some of them are back of the room, people who have made a great impact on our community. And with that, we wanted to make it a more meaningful award. We changed the timing within the summit. It's going to be Monday at noon, and we're having a luncheon for the honorees, and we will present their awards to them there. We put out a press release this week announcing the names. A lot of people may not know those, but we have those, and I can share those with you if you like.
I would love to share. I see a couple in the audience here, so why don't you go ahead and run those off?
Well, so this year we kind of changed the way we came up with the group. We've always had a lot of internal discussion about this. I reached out to all the former winners of those who have been honored as Partners in Progress honorees from the time that we bought it, when we bought the Industry Summit in 2014. Right. And we had our own list, but we ended up with nearly 25 nominees, and we nailed that. We did a second reach out to some people to try and figure out what we wanted to do. But we had community in mind with these honorees. The first one, I'll tell you who the 6 are. The first one is Joe Davis. Big applause for Joe from somebody back there. Joe's here at his booth. Joe, one of the things that we really liked about Joe Davis, GotBaseballCards.com, J&J Sports Superstore in the Atlanta area is he's a lifetimer. He was this as a kid. He was a collector, and he just turned his hobby into a shop. He's the first guy that is willing to help another shop, and shops from all over the country call and talk to him. Well-deserved award for that guy. He is a trooper in our industry. The second guy is very similar to that. Mike Jasperson is the second guy. Mike Jasperson, Jaspy's Card Breaks, and he's got his store in Hermosa Beach. He has a lineage that goes back to Beckett. He spent 7 years at Beckett. He had the monumental task of going through in Pennsylvania, the Topps archives and their vault and building the Topps vault business. And now he's a breaker. Now he's a shop owner. Very well respected throughout the industry. Great guy. Thrilled to have him. It's a long overdue honor for him.
Yes.
For sure. David Reel, who is back behind that curtain, the curtain in the corner in a meeting right now for GTS. But David is a guy who has really stepped up the presence of GTS distribution as they are probably the leading distributor, the largest distributor now for sure. And he really helped to build that. He's another guy who has an interesting story because he broke into the business through his first visit to the industry summit. He met people there, and that's basically how he got his first job. Nice. And he rose through the ranks at Topps as a sales director and running the hobby business. And anybody who's in this business knows that the hobby director at any of the manufacturers is a very tough job because you've got to keep everybody happy, and nobody can do that, but he does a great job at that. A great community guy and very well respected, as is Kevin O'Neill from Topps, who has his lineage that goes back to Press Pass, and he has worked his way up, and he runs the hobby sales for Topps and does a phenomenal job and is universally liked. That's really hard to be in this industry with all the different manufacturers and favorites and those kind of things. He's tremendous.
Before you announce the next one, I want you to look at Jimmy's face. He's excited.
I'm not announcing it. Well, Jimmy didn't get in, so I don't know why he's excited. The next guy actually is somebody he knows, but it's not who he thinks it is. It's Grayson White from Cherry Collectibles.
Yes.
And Grayson is our first non-North American honoree. We've had honorees from Canada before.
Sure.
But the industry has changed so much in the last few years, and it has exploded in Australia, and he's got the leading store in Australia, and he walked into this industry just like Joe did, just like Mike did. Mike's been in the industry over 50 years.
Right.
But as a kid, I mean, it started as a passion and then as a side hustle, and now into the best store in Australia, and he's a full-time breaker. Also universally liked. But he he is one of the creators, at least, of the card collecting community in Australia. The last guy is help me with his first name. Is that Stacy? Tracy Hackler.
Tracy with an
Tracy
I.
Hackler. Tracy is seated right there. Stand up, Tracy. Sit down, Tracy. That's Tracy Hackler right there. Tracy, if there are probably, 30,000 people in here right now, maybe 40. If you can find two that don't like Tracy, one of them is Jeremy, but I don't know anybody else in this building who doesn't like. He may be the best liked guy in our industry.
Absolutely.
He also has. I worked with him twice. I worked with him at Donruss. I worked with him 3 times. I worked with him at Donruss. I worked with him at Beckett, and we were colleagues also at Panini. Mm-hmm. He has the cleanest office and desk of anyone in the entire industry as well. That's his other.
I think
claim
that's a
to
lie.
fame.
I've seen his desk.
Well,
it's full of Broncos memorabilia.
And now he's heading up marketing for Roadshow.com, one of the outstanding, maybe the most outstanding new retailer in the industry in the last 3 or 4. He's certainly among the best. I shouldn't say the best. He's among the best for sure. You can choose your favorite, but they have a growing and unique business model, and they are killing it. So those are our honorees this year, and we are thrilled that each one of them. Let me close by saying they all, every one of them had the exact same thing. When I called to tell them, the first thing he said was, "I can't believe you're calling me. I can't believe I was chosen." And then the second thing they said was, "Man, what an honor."
Awesome.
And the third was, "I can't believe I'm going in with these guys. What a great class." Except for Tracy, and Tracy said, I can't believe I'm going in with this great class." So there they are. That's our big reveal. We have nearly 35 Industry Summit awards for the cards, for different card products, also for the Influencer of the Year, the Store of the Year, the International Store of the Year, the Sports Artist of the Year, a number of different categories. We're holding those close to the vest, and we are going to announce those on Wednesday at the Industry Summit. So it's going to be a great time. Now let's get to the big part of this interview.
Yeah, let's get to the big part of this interview. As I introduced them earlier, Kunal, Jeremy, Scott, we have a lot to talk about, but I think the first thing we need to talk about is some of this social media chatter that we've seen over the last few days. And, you know, no publicity is bad publicity.
Yeah.
You know, is that fair to say, Jeremy?
It's very nice to have some relevance on social media, like for the last couple of weeks, kind of quiet, and it's nice to have some of that, even if it's not the most accurate news.
What do you think, Scott?
I actually think it's kind of amazing, right?
Yeah.
What it proves is that everybody really, really cares about Beckett.
That's good.
They care about what we're doing, what new products we have, what new services we'll have. So I think that's really what it told us. And it just made the social media guys really busy this weekend, which was also good.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
So I just got to ask, and is it the slab or not? I mean, I just got to know.
On record, the slabs on our wall are not our new slabs. Just
And they are not prototypes. I'll go one step further.
Yes, they're not prototypes. We did not put those slabs up there and then hear the backlash and say, okay, we're changing them. They were never intended to be our new slab. They're just decoration. That's it. Promise. We're thrilled with the way the booth looks, especially if you've been here before with us. It didn't look like that. That's incredible. The team that created that for us and put that together, I was thrilled with it. And I was really surprised when all this backlash and rumors and speculation started flying on social media, because I didn't even think about it. So, we're just coming on the record right now, that is not the new slab that's there.
Not the new slab. That's officially on the record.
On the record.
It's out on the social interwebs now. If you have internet in here,
Right.
if you don't, it'll be there later. So let's talk about the booth, because you mentioned the booth. Hands down, that is the best Beckett booth I've ever seen.
Oh, no doubt.
What do you think?
Oh my gosh. We really started, and it really, as we were dusting off Beckett a little bit, making it a little bit, changing the look, the feel of Beckett. It started at Mint Collective show back in March, where we had this video wall up, and great video team putting this content together. They said, well, the National's got to be bigger and better than that, and that's what we did. The video wall is huge. The hard walls, the decorative slabs, not our new slabs, the decorative slabs all around there. It's an amazing look, and it's amazing when competitors are coming up filming our booth. It's amazing when customers are taking pictures around our booth. So it's great to see. It's exactly what we needed to do. So that's where we are.
So we're here with a bunch of new product lines and announcements to make, but obviously our CEO is right there at the top of the list. Kunal, you have an amazing background. You've inherited a really great team, and I know that you're excited about that. But before we get to that, can you tell us a little bit about your background, where you came from, and why this was the right choice for you?
Yes, and again, nice to meet everyone. As Eric said, my name is Kunal Chopra. I have Been with Beckett now for less than 2 months. I'm very excited to join this amazing team of people, this amazing community. But my background has really been at the intersection of tech and business. I was the chief executive officer for a publicly traded company on the NASDAQ called Caspian. I was a general manager at Microsoft, general manager at Amazon. I've been part of the venture capital and the startup community. I've been part of Groupon. I was a director of product there. And in a prior life was a software engineer that transitioned into building tech businesses through my MBA from the University of Chicago. I believe truly that we are at an inflection point in the industry right now, where there's the proliferation of technology that's going to take place in this industry. You're seeing data analytics be part of the hobby. You're seeing pricing come in through different using artificial intelligence, using prediction models. You're seeing the proliferation of automation happening in this industry, and there's tremendous opportunity, big picture, to really build the ultimate collector experience out there. Let's just all face it, the collector experience today is kind of broken. And there's an opportunity for Beckett to really lead the way in building what that ultimate collector experience looks like. And that's what we're going to do. Our focus for the future is really to take the best of Beckett, its brand, its data, its pricing, its grading and authentication services that are one of the best in the industry, and then elevate that to the next level by building the ultimate platform for collectors to manage their entire portfolio of alternative investments. That's how we look at where the hobby is going, and we're going to lead the way in that.
I'm excited. I'm going to jump through a wall right now. That sounds like a lot of fun. So then just to follow up there, why was this the right place for you? Why did the Beckett opportunity seem like the right fit?
Well, my background, first of all, obviously is in a lot of technology, and I don't come from the hobby itself. And just joining a team of extremely smart folks who know the hobby really well, who know this industry really well, I truly believe that I could complement that skill set, and then we inclusively could build one of the best experiences out there for collectors. And so it's this combination of, where can I take the industry, giving my perspective, and then add on to that the heritage of the industry, the heritage of the brand. That's what Jeremy, Scott, and all of you bring to the table.
I love, and Ted said it earlier, was like the first word that you mentioned was community. And just in the few company meetings that we've had, like the sense of community that's in the building has been great. But for you to recognize that coming in as an outsider and seeing that in this industry is awesome. And I think that speaks leaps and bounds from where we were in the past and how we're going to get to the future. And I'm just really excited. I'm proud to be on your team, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, and you've probably noticed that just in the last few months with Beckett, right? We are engaging a lot more with the community. We are speaking a lot to the community. We're taking feedback from the community. Hey, guess what? The community said, Beckett, build a new website. New.beckett.com is currently being A/B tested right now. Mm-hmm. So there's a brand new website coming on. The community said, build us online submission. Guess what? We launched online submission. You can now submit your cards online. The community said, we want to track our orders online. We built online ordering, order tracking. We are listening to the community. Whatever the community wants, we're giving them. We are going to serve the community through the ultimate experience. That's our vision.
Absolutely. With that, I'm going to jump down to Scott there. You have a history in this industry. So first, I will ask you a little bit about that, but then tell us about all these new products as well. So just start with who you are and how you got here.
So, yeah, I've been working in sports since 1996.
Wow.
Started at the Knicks, stayed there through 99. It was the last year they made it to the finals. Some friends blame me for that. But otherwise, I've been in sports. I ran the NBA Retired Players Association for about 5 or 6 years.
Wow.
I was an entrepreneur. We started a handful of companies, a technology company called Linkshare, a private jet company called Marquee Jet, and most recently a company called Knox, which we have an agreement to sell to Beckett, and so I'm coming on full time for that.
That's awesome. And that's going to help with our data, correct?
No question about it. I mean, Beckett has an amazing data set, probably the best in the world. And it's been tapped, but it's not been tapped in the way that we're going to utilize it going forward. So no question about it.
So before we talk about moving forward, I do want to talk about some things that Jeremy, this would probably be best for you to address, like our backlog and some of the things that maybe we didn't do so great in the last couple of years, but we've obviously made those changes now. But can we just address those for the community?
Yeah. So backlog, and we've tried to get the word out there, is completely gone. Two years it took us to trudge through this, and it's not fair for anybody. We hated it. I non-jokingly say we don't want your cards in our vault. They do us no good there. Our storage there. Let's get it out, and that's what we have caught up on that. Increased our staffing. We're not going to let this happen again. We're going to be able to track orders, know what the flow is, and make sure that no cards are kept there any longer than what they need to. The next thing is working on our comic book side of the business, and we talk about a backlog there, and we're working on that. If you don't know that we do comic book grading, CBCS is a part of Beckett, and so we're working on that as well. So that's our first goal. We've gotten rid of the backlog. We've increased our staffing. As Kunal said, the tracking system that we're going to have available really starting next week. I guess it'll be available for all the orders that are dropped off here at the National. Will be able to be tracked, so you know where the flow is there. So mix in a new building. I don't know if that's
that was next on my list, but that new building is amazing.
It's incredible. We started to make the move and the transition there last week. The building's going to be about 4 times the size of what we have now for more expansion, to bring our customer service team back into the Dallas office that can immediately help customers there, which has been a real problem for us over the years. Back in the office there, sales team in the office, the grading staff growing, just a much more modern feel, a crisp process for anyone that wants to submit any of the service levels that we have available.
It's a big move. It's 100,000 square foot? Am I off
over
there?
That? Yeah,
it's
over that. Yeah,
wow.
It's incredible. It's been a challenge, but it's set up the way that we need it to be to provide our customers with the service and products that they deserve, for sure.
So speaking of service and products, this one kind of blew my mind, but we recently acquired VHS DNA.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that.
So when we're looking at other products and services that we could offer, VHS is one that continued to pop up, and it blows my mind. I said, people collect these things? Like, yeah, look what they're selling for. And we had the opportunity to acquire VHS DNA, and which was nice about that is he was already located about 45 minutes from the office.
Yeah, it wasn't far.
Yeah, so it was nice to implement that in there and the knowledge there. So our next step will be, and that's our goal is early September to start taking submissions from that company and start grading VHS. So when you're out on the show floor, maybe you see some VHS, you may snag that up.
I just want to mention that recently, as in the last month, a sealed copy of Back to the Future sold for $75,000.
Crazy.
So if you're not on the VHS game, that's probably something you want to look at. Next, I want to talk about the vault, and I think probably everybody up here can talk about the vault a little bit. I don't want to sound condescending, but like the vault is something that people are offering, other services are offering as well. But what is going to set ours apart from what other companies might be doing?
I can start. The vault experience at Beckett is going to be a premium vaulting experience.
Awesome.
Think Apple Store for collectibles.
There you go.
And you're going to see that as a major differentiating factor in how the other vaults out there that are more commoditized. So we're really looking at giving every collector out there an extremely premium experience. I mean, some of the features that will blow your mind away. Things like, we're going to have cameras in the vault that you can live feed directly from the Beckett website, for example. Like, those are the kind of features that are part of our roadmap right now. So it's a really premium collector experience, and we're very excited to get it in the hands of collectors very soon. The other thing that I'll mention to you, it's also utilizing the latest in blockchain technology. So everyone with access to a collectible in our vault is going to have an NFT with that, so that they can trade that NFT on the Beckett marketplace if they choose to do so. So it's this combination of tying the physical and the digital with an extremely high-end premium experience is what our vault is all about.
That sounds amazing. Anybody else?
No, I can't top that.
You can't top that. Beckett Collect. What about Beckett Collect?
Beckett Collect is going to be the center point of what we do in terms of technology. It's, I think it will ultimately revolutionize how people look at their collections and how they deal with them. It'll be a digital experience, obviously, with your cards and, not just cards, but comics and other asset classes as well. It will give data. It will give data on athletes. It will give data on the cards themselves in terms of their price points. It will allow you to interact with other third-party partners of ours, which will be completely different. It's going to really revolutionize things.
That's awesome.
If you don't mind me adding to Collect. Collect is really going to become Beckett's hub. Discovery, pricing, trading, community, vaulting, grading, authentication, that entire experience is all going to come together at Beckett Collect. And that's what's super exciting to me, at least.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, we're just going to start wrapping up here, and you've kind of touched on it a little bit, but what's coming up? What's the future of Beckett look like? Because we've been something for so long, and we're engaging with the community. We're changing. We're making leaps and bounds forward. But just in your minds, what does Beckett look like in the future? Say 5 years from now.
So I'll start there and then would love for others to add in.
Sure.
Our mission at Beckett is to build the most amazing products and services on the planet for collectors, period.
Yes.
And we're positioning ourselves as a platform for collectors to manage their entire portfolio of alternative investments. And so to get to that vision, we've got 3 strategic priorities. The first priority is we're building this ultimate collector experience. That includes a refreshed brand that you're seeing, but it also includes that one-stop shop platform that connects the entire collector experience into one seamless, empathetic collector journey. That's our first priority. Our second priority is we're going to expand beyond cards, comics, and VHS. We're going to go cross-category. We're going to really think about collectibles as an alternative asset. Sneakers are on the cards. VHS we already talked about. There's also ticket stubs, there's magazines, there's all these other categories out there that Beckett is going to be investing in. And then our third strategic priority is really growing through strategic partnerships. We launched a partnership recently with PWCC. We launched another partnership yesterday with The Real Real. We're going to continue to get access to more and more collectors out there, but not just directly, but also through these strategic partnerships. And then we're going to do that globally.
Awesome.
So 5 years from now, we're going to have the ultimate collector experience. We're going to do it cross-category, and we're going to be a global company. That's what Beckett's going to be.
Anybody else?
Wow, that's pretty good. When Kunal came in and he's learning the industry, how I described Beckett when I was a kid, it was everything flowed through Beckett. What does Beckett have this card at? What am I going to sell that for? And the world's changed, obviously, in the many, many years. And so when Kunal came in, we said we really want to dust Beckett off and make sure that it is the centerpiece for the entire collectible world. Not maybe with a print magazine, but in a digital format, in the way that the community needs it and wants it right now, with everything in your hand. If it takes more than 2 or 3 seconds, you're upset at that. So we want to make sure that everything that is in this room, outside this room, and other sort of communities and conventions and things like that flow through Beckett in some form or fashion.
Scott?
Yeah, no, I think that's all well said. I would say the one thing, if you haven't been by the booth, everybody should come by, because we've done an amazing job of sharing some of the new products that are coming on the video wall, which has been pretty amazing to see the reaction there. And I think at its core, though, still to us, the collector is first. And I think that's the approach when we started building the technology that Beckett has acquired, and that's how Jeremy feels, Ted, Kunal, and the rest of the team. And I think that's really where we'll have always our focus on collector first. How do we make the collector be the prominent centerpiece for what we do and how we think about everything, including the fake slabs.
Absolutely. Ted, you had something.
Well, Jeremy and I grew up in Texas, and so we're taught that Texas is the capital of the world. So we're based in Texas, but I think in 5 years, and sooner than that, but certainly looking back in 5 years, we're not going to be not only U.S. focused, but we're going to be a worldwide focused company. That's coming much sooner than later, touching virtually every continent that's not frozen.
Yep. Awesome. Awesome. This has been a great time. I think it's been very informative. I hope you guys got something out of this. I know that I even learned a little bit. So, gentlemen, thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. We have some T-shirts for you guys that I'm going to let these guys throw at you. So, thank you very much. Have a good day.
Jeremy,
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Give it behind you. Throw it up behind your back. Sorry.
Behind you, Grayson. Right there. I got it. I got it. Right there.
No Beckett employees.
Does anybody else want one?
There you go. Tell them if they didn't get one to come by the booth.
Yeah. Right.
If you didn't get one, come by the booth and ask, and we'll give you one.
That's all we got, man.
Swing by the booth.
Come by the booth here on some other side.
Swing by the booth. We'll grab y'all shirts.
I saw you standing.
Oh, here you go.
There you
go. Some change out.
Oh, how are you, sir? Great. It's a possibility. It's a possibility. All right. I'll come around. What's that? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure. The highlighted changes are in gray. So they're in gray. The changes are in gray. So I gotta run over here. Come by the.
All right, the new era of Beckett Collectibles. The brand goes global. Coming up at top of the hour, 5 o'clock, we've got Upper Deck and their partner Dynamics getting ready to debut a brand new collector portal platform.
An online database type thing.
Yeah, say that 10 times
on the
fast.
interweb, the www dot.
That's right. So they're going to be detailing what all that entails. Whenever a manufacturer unveils something new, it's something to pay attention to because you never know if it's going to be the next big thing. Mike Burkus main stage, powered by Whatnot here in the Ripping Wax Case Break Pavilion. It's been a full afternoon of programming, lots of floor traffic, lots of activations in the corporate pavilion. My name is Rob. This is Chris. We're the host of Go GTS Live, the Hobbies web show. You can tune in every Thursday night at 8 o'clock on Twitch and YouTube, where we do box breaks, hobby news, special video segments, and much, much more. It's your one-stop shop for a look at new product and all the hobby news for the week.
Looks like a lot of fun out there today, Rob. I had some time to go and take a look around. A lot of people are having fun making deals. Lots of great cards out there. I got some cards.
You did? What did you get?
I hit up the 10-cent boxes.
Chris Stuber, last of the big-time spenders.
Big-time spender. But you know what? You find some great deals in those bargain bins.
Oh, absolutely. I know people that make a living flipping bargain bin finds.
You know what? I found some really nice gems in the 10-cent boxes that I'm just going to keep for my collection. It's nice. You get some nice $5, $12 cards for 10 cents. You can't beat that.
Very cool.
If you have some time and patience, you can always find something good. Well, we have some packs to get to, don't we? We can do some trivia, maybe. Sure, do it. Just put it down there. Yeah, there we go. That's how we do it. How you guys doing? You having fun?
What have you guys been up to today?
Opening packs. What have you been buying? Football and basketball. Who's your favorite player in basketball? Anthony Edwards. Ooh, we know a
Did you
nice
hear that?
Minnesota Timberwolves fan.
Our producer, James
Yeah.
Gale, is a huge Timberwolves fan.
Anthony Edwards, big time player right there.
And are you from Chicago? Yep, I'm born and raised there myself. Is your dad working the show, or did you just come to attend? Okay.
Nice. Is that Justin Fields? Yeah, you like Justin Fields? Is he going to have a big year this year? Oh, I can't wait to see him play.
Yeah, he's going to have a better year. I'm pretty confident in that. Now, you don't see too many people your age walking around with a combo briefcase. What do you got in there? I mean, what's going on in that case, brother? What?
Some stuff, yeah. You got anything good in there? Yeah.
Slabs? Okay.
They're way
Football,
ahead of the
basketball, a little bit of everything. Okay.
I love it. These kids.
Are you a Blackhawks fan? Yeah, hockey's my favorite. You should be. It's awesome.
Hockey is great. You'll grow to love hockey. You will. You're all into football and basketball now, though, I bet.
I get that. I always say, though, the people who say they don't like hockey have never sat down to watch hockey because I don't know what's to not like.
And you know what? For instance, I'll take my wife, for example. She likes sports. She likes to watch hockey live.
Okay.
It's hard for her to follow the puck on TV.
Do you remember when Fox had rights
Yes.
and they tried the glow puck?
That was pretty cool. It's like an arcade game. It was a way for people to follow the puck at that time. But I always tell her, just follow the action. Eventually, you'll see the puck.
Yeah. It's not. One of the things I like doing about football is to watch. Your eyes are drawn to the ball carrier,
Yes.
like where the ball is. I really like watching what happens around because it's a team. There's 11 guys out there and everybody has a role. And when you take your eyes off the ball for a minute and watch everything else going on, you get a more of an appreciation for how plays develop, how important blocking is, things of that nature.
Sure.
But like with hockey, if you follow the flow,
You'll
find the
eventually
puck.
find the puck. And in football, like you mentioned, it's choreographed. Everyone has their own play. Everyone has to follow their scheme and for that play to work. So yeah, sports are all different, but when it comes to the hobby, we all love it, and that's why we're here today at the National.
All right, so for a pack of Mosaic basketball, I'm going to ask.
That's why he's here. He's smiling.
I'm going to ask you a Chicago sports trivia question. Arcane Tinman in the house, I see. All right. Name the last quarterback for the Bears to quarterback them in a Super Bowl.
Ooh.
No.
Nope. I know this one. I'm not even a Bears fan.
I'll give you a second chance. Come here so I can hear you. I'll give you the first initial of his last name is the same as mine. Rob. R. Who was the last Bears quarterback in a Super Bowl to lead their team, the Bears, in a Super Bowl? It could be. Who was the quarterback?
Do you remember the number?
Do you know? Nope.
No. Can I give him another hint?
Yeah.
You may not know it with this hint, but it may help. He went to the University of Florida.
Not Kyle Orton. He went to Purdue.
And he also wore number 8.
And his last name begins with a G.
And it's a way to describe garbage pail kids. You said
Rex Grossman is it? Yeah.
he didn't win it, but he went to it.
Devin
believe it or not.
Hester had 2 returns for touchdowns in that game.
Yes. That's a good hint. Garbage pail kids are, he said, gross. Sure, yeah.
All right. I'll come back to you with another second chance, but we'll open it up to a more broader based. There are 2 baseball teams in the state of Ohio. Raise your hand and tell me if you can tell me who they are. In the black and yellow. Who? Incorrect. Okay, can you tell me their names? Okay, what was the first one you said? Incorrect. Right here. Uh-huh. Yes. The Guardians. And
Guardians.
The Reds. They changed their
They changed the name.
to be all politically correct, remember?
Yes.
All right.
You were half right. You almost had it, though.
Back in the day, New York had 3 baseball teams. Raise your hand and tell me the names of those 3 teams. The Giants? I'm going to go back to this gentleman. Go ahead. There you go.
Boom. You can collect your pack.
I thought you were going to get it when you started strong with Giants.
Oh, hey, come on, little buddy. There you go.
How old are you? Show me how many fingers you are.
How many fingers?
How many fingers? 2?
3? Is that 3? 3 years old?
Well, then I should give you 2 more.
Ooh. There you go. Yeah, you're welcome. Have fun with them, buddy.
So again, this is a reminder at 5 o'clock here. Upper Deck is going to queue up a demonstration of a brand new partnership with Dynamics and a custom collecting portal platform that we're going to learn all about.
Nice.
With the crew from Upper Deck here on the Mike Burkus main stage, powered by Whatnot. As a reminder, speaking of Whatnot, tomorrow at 2 p.m., Chris, is the biggest sports card giveaway ever.
It's amazing.
Live here on the main stage, they will be giving away packs of 86-87 Fleer basketball and 03-04 Topps Chrome basketball. That's right.
Yeah.
Michael and
He
LeBron
knows.
rookies. And all you have to do is download the Whatnot app, be logged into your account, and watching the stream on Whatnot on your phone. And that'll be right here at the main stage.
How many people entered that drawing already?
I have the Whatnot
smart.
app. I
Go for it,
I
yeah.
bookmarked it.
Michael Jordan rookie cards,
It might be
LeBron
my
James
only-
rookie cards.
I mean, you know, Chris, I've wanted a Michael rookie
Yes.
forever. It might be my only opportunity.
Is that your white whale?
No, my white whale is actually a 1914 Shoeless Joe Cracker Jack.
That's even probably better, at least in your mind and everyone else's mind.
Yeah.
Shoeless Joe Jackson, icon.
Yeah, I'd even take a 1915. The 1915 set was actually produced as a set and is much easier to find than 1914, but technically they're nearly they are identical except in how they were distributed, and the size of the checklist is the same as
Any
well.
condition? Doesn't matter the condition?
No,
you don't care? Just as long as you have that card.
Yeah, I'll take a pour. I'll take a PSA half.
You'll take it all wrinkled and creased and everything.
Can I get a PSA half?
Sure. Well, why not? Why not? That would sound pretty good. That's a 1 of 1, Rob, if you can get a PSA half.
We'll shut up. We're just trying to keep people engaged so you have someone to speak to. All right, it looks like we are good to go. Upper Deck is here to tell us about a brand new partnership with Dynamics, who they developed their EPAC platform with, but they're going to tell us about a brand new opportunity for collectors. So we're going to turn it over to Upper Deck.
The kid right there is asking if he can have a pack. Is it all set? Thank you. Let me, we just need one, so. You just need one? Just so I have just me. Let me make sure that's on. Yeah, you're good. Cool. Good to go anytime, yeah. I think everything's on.
All right, can you guys hear me? Perfect. My name is Daniel Machado. I work for Upper Deck. I am a senior platform manager there, so I oversee our Upper Deck EPAC platform and some of the new platforms that we're going to be unveiling tonight. So you get a sneak peek of those. This is Bryce Gattuso next to me. He works on the EPAC team as well. So we're going to give you a quick demo of the EPAC website, just in case you haven't seen it, kind of walk through a few different experiences on the platform, let you see what opening looks like on the site. And then we're going to switch over to our new platform that we just launched called Collect Forever, so you can get a sneak peek at that. Alrighty, so this is Upper Deck EPAC. You can see it on the screen. This is our homepage here. EPAC is Upper Deck's digital platform where you can purchase and open packs of real trading cards. So the cards you get in these packs, there are physical cards in there. That's one of the main questions we get with the platform is, what am I opening? Is this real packs? Like what's going on here? So yes, there are physical cards in these packs that you can have shipped home. So on EPAC, you can open packs, you can purchase packs. Once they get added to your collection, you can trade those cards with other collectors. You can complete exclusive and redeem for exclusive achievement cards on the platform. And at the end of the day, you can have those cards shipped home to you. So it's a really unique experience bridging that gap between digital and physical collecting. So we can head over to the store here so you can see kind of the wide range of products that are available on Upper Deck EPAC. Starting with UD1 hockey, flagship product for Upper Deck. You can get that on EPAC. We've got Ultimate Collection, SBA Golf, just a huge wide range of offerings. So you can purchase these packs at any time, go through and open them. You can purchase by the pack, you can purchase by the box, you can purchase by the case. Really unique experience, all available online. So what we're going to do now is open the daily free pack. So you can open one of these with EPAC every single day of the week. We're going to open a free pack of UD Series 1, see how that works out. So Bryce is going to select that pack over there, and he's going to open that up so you can see what's in the pack. So click open, the foil pack image is going to burn away, and you can click through and see all the different cards that you've just gotten in that particular pack. So from here, these cards go into your digital collection where you can manage it, you can trade with other collectors, and you can use these to earn exclusive achievement cards. So while this free pack has digital cards, we're going to go back in and we're going to open a box of UD1 so you can see what that looks like on EPAC. So we can see some of the physical cards in there, hopefully get some good young guns. I'm not sure what's in here, but we do a live box break here so you can see what we're going to get here with UD1's hockey. So to open my packs, yep. All right, so this is going to look and feel a lot like ripping a pack in front of you, opening up a box. You get to see all the cards that come through, and at the end of the day, these get added into the collection. So you can scroll through, and there's a physical card, my honor roll card. So each one of these UD1 packs is going to have at least one physical card in there. The base cards are digital, but they get combined into some exclusive parallel cards. I'll talk to you about that in a little bit. And you can keep clicking through, opening up the entire box here just to see, what's going to be in there. All right, let's see what we got. Pack number 3. All right, nice canvas card there. can just keep going through all of them. So as Bryce is showing, that's the actual card you're going to receive. That's a scan of the actual physical card. So you can either leave that on your e-pack collection, you can trade that with somebody, or you can have that card shipped directly to your house. It's pretty awesome, directly from this pack. Keep opening a few more packs here. Hopefully we get the red glow so you can see what that looks like on the big hit. You got the Hundo P insert right there. Get a Young Gun too. That's what everybody's looking for with Series 1. Nice portrait there. Alright, so there's that red glow. Anytime you get a big hit on e-pack, that red glow is going to go off. You're going to get the siren. That just indicates that you hit something that's pretty rare in there. Usually it's a box hit, you know, something low serial numbered, autographed memorabilia card, so you can check that out. That's one of the parallel versions of that insert debut dates. Nice card there. And so we can go in, now we've opened some packs, we can go and look at our collection, take a look at all the physical cards we've got in there. Just so you can take a look at the actual scans of these cards, get a glimpse of those. And these are cards that you can actually have shipped to you. So got some Young Guns in there. Want to take a look at that Spencer Knight Young Gun. He's a hot rookie prospect from Florida. Gives you all the details on the card, and you can flip it around to see the actual scan. You know, really cool one right there. So we're going to head over to the trading marketplace so you can see what that looks like. That's one of the best features about e-pack, is that you can make trades with other users throughout the world at any time. So you can see all the different cards that are available on e-pack. All these trades are made safely, securely, and instantly, so you never have to worry about trying to ship cards back and forth with other collectors. Really awesome, easy trading interface. So we got some SP Authentic Golf. We got the Funko Pop. And then if you look at the product drop down, you can see just how many cards are on e-pack, how many different products are on there, like just a huge wide variety of cards. Click on. So yeah, anything from hockey to golf, Goodwin Champions, Marvel. We got a ton of different products on there. And then Bryce has pulled up some of the autographs from SP Authentic Golf here, so you can see each one of these is a unique scan, so you can tell the difference between one autograph and the other, just in case you know you're particular to a certain serial number of the autograph itself. Let's say a memorabilia piece. Each of these is a unique scan, so you know exactly what you're getting when you get that card shipped home. All right, and next we're going to head over to the achievements page so we can see what that looks like. Another one of the great features on e-pack is that you can collect sets and earn these exclusive achievement cards that aren't found anywhere else. The only place you can get these cards is through Upper Deck e-pack by completing these different sets. So if we look at 21-22 UD Series 1, we can see all of the different achievements that are offered through this one, and that way you can see some of the cards that you can earn by completing different sets. So why don't we look at that first one, click on View Details on the first achievement. So that's a card that obviously picks up a classic Upper Deck retro design. The only way to get that card is by completing the set that's required on e-pack. So you get all those cards in your collection, you hit redeem, and that card gets added to your collection instantly. So, you know, a great way to trade, collect these cards, get these achievements on e-pack. And then the best part is at the very end, if you want to have those physical cards sent home, you can do so, get those cards shipped to you. Check out my cards. ComC is the one that handles all our processing and shipping. So a really good opportunity to work with them. You can transfer your cards over there if you want to list them for sale, or you can just have the cards shipped directly from them. So now we're going to go from e-pack over to Collect Forever, which just debuted a couple weeks ago. We had a big launch at Comic-Con last week as well. This is where you can purchase all types of collectibles, and those collectibles get added to your e-pack collection, so you can purchase this exclusive Michael Jordan Funko Pop that's available. Only place you can get it is on Collect Forever, and that's going to transfer over to your e-pack collection. You could then trade that Funko Pop for trading cards. You could trade it for UDA memorabilia. Basically anything that's found on the e-pack marketplace, you can trade it for that card or that Funko Pop. So Collect Forever, you pre-order comic books, you purchase other types of collectibles, you have the chance to choice to either ship those home to you, or you can actually have those added to your e-pack collection if you want to get those shipped later. We vault those and store those for you, and then if you choose to have those shipped, they're actually physical items, just like the trading cards that you can have shipped at any time. So we head over to the store, we can take a look at the Michael Jordan Funko Pop. This was an exclusive for Upper Deck that we are only selling on the Collect Forever site. Each one of these is going to come in a custom-made hard slab case, so they all come encased. They've all got this custom slab with it, and it's got a ton of information on it, and it's got a unique QR code that has pictures of the front and back of the Funko, just so you know it's authentic. It's uncirculated. It came straight from Funko to our vault and hasn't been touched other than that, putting it in the hard case. So a really cool item. Go ahead and check that out, collectforever.com. Connects with e-pack, really great collecting experience there. So the final thing I'll leave you with on e-pack, we did create a special Tiger Woods promo card just for the National that you can get. So if you come here after we're done, we'll give you a QR code to scan. You can get that card added to your e-pack collection. That card is going to become physical, so you can ship that home to you or leave it on e-pack if you want to trade it or build your e-pack collection, starting with this Tiger Woods card. So we took the 21-22 UD Series 1 hockey design, put Tiger Woods on it. It's got NSCC promo on the back, so you know exactly where it came from, and we'll only have it available from people that scan the code from us here at the National. So I hope that gives you a good snapshot of what we're doing at Upper Deck. We got the e-pack platform, Collect Forever platform that just launched, and we'll have some other exciting initiatives coming up before the end of the year. So thanks to everybody that stuck around. If you got any questions, we'll be here. We can answer some questions for you, get set up, get one of these Tiger Woods cards added into your e-pack collection. Alrighty, thanks everybody.
All right, special thanks to Upper Deck. That's going to do it for us here on the Mike Burkus main stage, powered by Whatnot for the day, but we'll be back bright and early tomorrow morning, as they say, for another day, which should be crazy Saturday at the 42nd Annual National Sports Collectors Convention. Have a good night, everybody. Show floor's open till 6.